Hi children, welcome to today's physics class. In the last class, we discussed two problems based on free body diagram. Let's do few more problems related with FBD. By drawing the free body diagram and by applying Newton's laws of motion, we can easily solve the problems coming in mechanics. How to draw a free body diagram that we discussed in the previous class? By drawing all the forces, all the external forces acting on a system or on an object, we can draw the free body diagram. And for that we have to select a coordinate system, xy coordinate system, and we have to resolve all the forces along y direction and x direction. For example, if we are taking an object, when we are drawing all the forces acting on the object, some forces will not be along x direction or y direction. That forces we have to resolve into parallel component and perpendicular component. Once all the forces are resolved along x direction and y direction, the next step is we have to apply Newton's laws of motion. Then we can easily solve the problems coming in mechanics. And in the last class, we did two problems where only three forces are coming. Only three forces involved in the problems that we discussed in the last class, and the three forces are the normal reaction, the weight of the object, and the frictional force. Today we will be discussing problems where one more common force is coming, and that is the tension in the string. Right. All the physical objects in contact with each other will experience a force on each other. And depending upon the nature of a contacting objects, we will call the contact force with different names. If one of the contacting or interacting object is a string or rope, we will call the contact force as the tension. And the strings or ropes are having many practical applications because they can transmit a force over a large distance. That's why to pull or to take massive objects using crane, we are using ropes. They can transmit force over a large distance. Right. So let's do problems where the tension of a string is involving. Tension, we know it's a restoring force, and also it's a pulling force. So to draw the free body diagram of an object where string or rope is also involving, we have to draw the direction of a tension. We know how to draw the direction of a normal reaction, or in which direction mg is acting, or which direction the frictional force is acting. For example, take an object which is resting on a table. Right, we know how to draw the direction of weight of an object. The weight of an object is always acting along the downward direction. Right, and how to draw the direction of normal reaction. The normal reaction will be always acting perpendicular to the contact surface. And the direction of a friction is always in the opposite direction of impending motion or relative motion. For example, if the object is moving along this direction, the frictional force will be acting along the opposite direction. Similarly, how we will draw the direction of a tension. I told you the tension is always a pulling force. So that is the key point to draw the direction of a tension involved in a string. Right. Take one situation. I have a fixed wall here. From this wall, I tied a string, and at the other end, I have an object with mass m. Right. So this is a string. Now we are going to draw the tension of the string, the direction of tension involved in the string. Right. So here the string is in one end of the string is a contact with a fixed end, and the other end of the string is contact with an object with a mass m. Right. So when we are drawing from this point, what is the direction of a tension? The tension is always a pulling force. So this point, when we are taking this contact point, the tension will pull this point. So what will be the direction of a tension? This will be the direction of a tension. The tension from this point, it will pull this contact point. Similarly, if we want to draw the direction of a tension at this point, when we are taking the tension involved in the string, we will try to pull this point. So what will be the direction of a tension? From this point, the direction of tension will be along this direction. And the weight of the object is acting along this direction. Right. This is the way how to draw the direction of tension. Let's take one more situation. Suppose I have a rigid ball here and we took two strings and I tied these two strings at this point, and from this point again I am taking one more string. At the other end of the string I have an object with mass m, and I have to draw the tension involved in the string. So all the forces when we are drawing, the one force is the weight of the object mg acting along the downward direction, and the next force is the tension. So when I am taking this contact point, from this point the tension will be acting just like it's a pulling force. So this will be the direction of tension. And when I am taking this contact point, from this point the tension will be pulling. Right. So when we are taking a string with the two end of the string attached to two objects, the tension will be acting just like pairs. Right. And I want to draw the tension involved in the string. So this point is a contact with a fixed wall. So this point, if we are drawing the tension, from this point the tension will pull. Right, at this point the tension will pull, and from this point also it will pull. So if we are taking this one, this will be the direction of tension, and from this point this will be the direction of tension. This is the way how we will draw the direction of tension in a string. Right. Now you will get more idea about this when we are doing a numerical problem. So keep in mind that the tension is always a pulling force. So when I need to draw the direction of tension from two contact objects, from the point of a contact the tension will pull that point. In that manner you have to draw the direction. Okay, now let's do a problem where the tension of string is involving. A 2 kg object or 2 kg box is being pulled across a frictionless table by a rope at an angle theta equal to 60 degree. The tension in the rope causes the box to slide across the table to the right with an acceleration of 3 meter per second square. What is the tension in the rope? So the parameters involved in the question is the given mass of the object as 2 kg. And theta given 60 degree. Then the given acceleration of the object as 3 meter per second square. We need to find out what is the tension. Right. So let's draw a rough diagram of the given situation. Here they given a table, and on the table we have an object with a mass m equal to 2 kg. And this table is a frictionless table. There is no frictional forces acting between this box and the table. Right, the friction is absent here. Now this table is being pulled by a rope which is making an angle of 60 degree with the horizontal. And due to the tension involved in the string, the box is moving towards right with an acceleration equal to 3 meter per second square. So we have to find out what is the tension involved in the string. So by drawing the free body diagram of this object and by applying Newton's laws of motion, we can find out what is the tension involved in the string. Okay, so the first thing is we have to draw the free body diagram. And while drawing the free body diagram, the object we should consider as a point object. Right. So before that, let's draw all the forces roughly in this particular rough diagram. The one force is the weight of the object which is acting along the downward direction. The other force is the normal reaction which is acting perpendicular to the contact surface. And the next force is the tension in the string. In which direction the tension will act? If we are taking this contact point, the tension will be acting just like a pulling force from this point. So this will be the direction of tension. Right, let's do the free body diagram. This is the object with the mass m. We have to draw the free body diagram of this object. So the first force is the mg acting along the downward direction. The next force is the normal reaction. and the next force involved is the tension, and the tension which is lying by making an angle theta equal to 60 degree with the horizontal, and this is the direction of a tension. This is normal reaction, right? So only three forces are acting on this object. So look at the three forces, the normal reaction and EMG. So we have to select a coordinate system and taking the XY coordinate system in this manner. So when we are taking the three forces, the normal reaction and EMG are along Y direction, but the tension is not along Y direction or X direction. Instead of that, it is making an angle theta with the horizontal axis. So we have to resolve the tension into parallel component and perpendicular component. We have to resolve into parallel component and perpendicular component. So I am resolving the tension into parallel component and perpendicular component, right? So this, the tension which is lying near to the angle theta, that will be T cos theta, and the opposite will be T sin theta, right? So we resolved all the forces. Now we have three forces are acting along the vertical direction, the normal reaction, T sin theta and EMG. Only one force is acting along the horizontal direction, that is T cos theta. Okay, so once we resolved all the forces, the next step is we have to apply Newton's law here. So I am applying Newton's second law, F is equal to ma along horizontal direction and vertical direction, right? So first, if I am applying the Newton's second law along vertical direction, vertical direction, if I am applying, this F represents the net force acting along the vertical direction, right? I am applying Newton's law along vertical direction. Okay, so along vertical direction, along positive direction of y axis we have n and t sin theta, along negative direction we have EMG. So when we are writing the net force, we will write it as n plus T sin theta minus mg equal to m into acceleration. What is the value of acceleration along the vertical direction? The object is not moving along the vertical direction. That is, it is having zero acceleration along the vertical direction. So we can write the equation of force along the vertical direction as n plus T sin theta equal to mg. Let this be equation number 1. Next we have to apply Newton's second law along the horizontal direction. So along the horizontal direction you can see only one force is acting, that is T cos theta. So here instead of the net force we have only T cos theta, and the T cos theta is equal to mass into acceleration. Of course, the object is having an acceleration along the right side. So here we are writing m into a, and the value of acceleration also they given. Let this be equation number 2. So in the question they asked what is the value of a tension. So this second equation is enough to get the value for tension, because from the second equation we can write T is equal to ma divided by cos theta. All the values are known. The mass of the object is given 2 kg, acceleration is given 3 kg, and theta is given as 60 degree, which is equal to cos 60. Okay, so cos 60 is 1 by 2. So here we will get 6 divided by half, which is equal to 12 Newton. Right. So the answer is 12 Newton. Now let's do another problem. A 0.25 kilogram container of animal crackers hangs at rest from two strings secured to the ceiling and the wall respectively. The diagonal rope under tension T2 is directed at an angle theta equal to 30 degree from the horizontal direction as seen below. What are the tensions T1 and T2? So this is the situation they given. We have a box with a mass m and its mass given as 0.25 kilogram, and using one string which is the object is tied to the ceiling, And the other string, using the other string which is tied to the ball, we have to calculate what is the tension T1 and T2 involved in the string. Alright. So the first step is we have to draw all the external forces direction acting on the object. Before that, let's write all the parameters. The mass of the box given 2.5 kilogram and the angle theta given 30 degree. We have to find out two things. We have to find out the tension T1 and T2. Right. So let's draw the free body diagram involved here. First let's draw roughly in the diagram itself what are the directions of force. The first force acting is the weight of the object which is acting along the downward direction, and the next force is the tension in the string. So when we are taking the tension from this contact point, the direction of tension will be along this direction, and from this point, from the contact point, if we are taking, the direction of tension will be along this direction. And now you can see the three forces. If I am taking the coordinate system along this direction, xy coordinate system, I have to resolve all the forces along y direction and to x direction. So the mg is acting along y direction and T1 is acting along x direction, but this T2 is not along x or y. So we have to resolve into x component and y component. So from that, if I am resolving likewise, this will be t cos theta and this will be t sin theta. Right. This is the way how to resolve the components. Now let's draw the free body diagram. This is the object with the mass m, and the forces acting are the mg of the object is acting along this direction. This is the horizontal direction. From the horizontal direction, by making an angle theta, we have tension T2 of the second string, and we have along this direction the string with the tension T1. So we have to resolve this tension T2 into parallel component and perpendicular component, and we are getting this will be t sin theta and this will be t cos theta. Right. Now this is the free body diagram of the given situation. Okay. Now the next step is we have to apply Newton's second law here. F is equal to ma. The net force involved is equal to mass into acceleration. We have to apply the second law first along the vertical direction, then along the horizontal direction. Okay. So along the vertical direction, if we are writing along the vertical direction we have two forces t sin theta and mg. Right. So I can write t sin theta minus mg is equal to mass into acceleration. Whether the object is having any acceleration along the vertical direction? No. Along the vertical direction and also along the horizontal direction, the object is not having acceleration. With the help of two strings, we made the object to be stationary. Right. So there is no acceleration along the vertical direction. So we can write t sin theta is equal to mg. And here this t is t2. t2 sin theta, t2 cos theta. Right. So T2 sin theta equal to mg. Let this be equation number 1. Then next we have to apply Newton's second law along the horizontal direction. Along the horizontal direction we can see two forces are acting in opposite direction. T1 along negative x direction, T2 cos theta along positive x direction. So we can write the second equation as T1 is equal to T2 cos theta. This is equation number 2. Now from these two equations we have to find out what is T1 and T2. So from equation number 1 we can find out easily what is T2. Right. From equation number 1 T2 is equal to mg divided by sin theta equal to mass is given 0.25 kilogram into acceleration due to gravity is 9.8 divided by sin 30. Okay. So while doing this, we will get the answer as a 4.9 Newton. So T2 is 4.9 Newton. Now substituting the value for T2 in equation number 2, we will get the value of T1. So T1 is equal to T2 cos theta, which is equal to T2 is 4.9 into cos 60. So which is equal to 4.9 into cos 60 is root 3 by 2. While doing this approximately, you will get the answer as 4.2 Newton. So we got the values of T1 and T2. Okay. Now let's move on to the next question. In the previous problems, we neglected the presence of a friction there. Now let's do a problem related with the tension where friction is also coming. The question is, a wooden block of mass 100 kg rests on a flat wooden floor. The coefficient of friction between the two being 0.4. The block is pulled by a rope making an angle of 30 degrees with the horizontal. What is the minimum tension along the rope that just makes the block slide? Right. So first we will write the given parameters. The first thing, they given mass of a block which is given as 100 kg, and the coefficient of friction between the block and the floor is given 0.4. So here they mentioned the block is just sliding. So we can treat this as the static friction, coefficient of a static friction, because it is having impinging nature, impinging motion. And the angle theta given 30 degree. We have to find out what is the minimum tension required to just slide the block along the floor. So if we are drawing a rough diagram, we have a flat wooden floor here, and on the floor we have an object with mass 100 kg, and from the horizontal line we have a rope which is making an angle theta equal to 30 degree. We are pulling this block with the help of a rope which is lying by making an angle 30 degree with the horizontal. This is the given condition. So we have to draw all the external forces acting on the object. So the first force is the weight of the object which is acting along the downward direction, and the next force is the normal reaction. And since we are not neglecting the presence of friction here we have a frictional force which is acting in the opposite direction of impinging motion. So when we are pulling this block with the help of a rope, when we are pulling the box with the help of this rope, the box will try to move along this direction. So this is the direction of impinging motion. So in the opposite direction the frictional force will act. So this will be the direction of a frictional force. And here we have a rope, and the tension of the rope will be acting along this direction. So these are the four forces acting on this object. Let's draw the free body diagram. Here we have object with mass 100 kg, the weight of the object acting along the downward direction, and the normal reaction is acting perpendicular to the contact surface, and we have frictional force which is acting in the opposite direction of impinging motion. And from this is the horizontal direction. From the horizontal direction we have a rope with the tension T which is acting along this direction, and which is making an angle theta with the horizontal axis. So once we plotted all the forces acting on the object, we have to resolve all the forces into parallel component and perpendicular component, or all the forces into along y direction and x direction. So we have to resolve the tension into parallel component and perpendicular component. And the component which is closest to theta will be t cos theta. This will be t cos theta, and this will be t sin theta. Right. So now this is our free body diagram. Once we drawn the free body diagram involving all the external forces, we have to apply Newton's law to solve the situation. So next we have to apply Newton's second law, that is The net force experienced by an object is equal to mass into acceleration along vertical direction and also along the horizontal direction. First apply the Newton's second law along the vertical direction. Along the vertical direction. So how many forces are acting along the vertical direction? 3 forces. Right. Here F net is the net force experienced by the object along the vertical direction. 2 forces are acting along the positive direction of y-axis. They are normal reaction and the sign component of tension. And 1 force, which is the weight, which is acting along the downward direction or along the negative direction of y-axis. So when we are writing the net force, we have to write the net force experienced along the vertical direction will be N plus T sin theta minus mg equal to mass into acceleration. And what is the acceleration here? 0. The acceleration is 0 for this object both along the vertical direction and also along the horizontal direction, because this object is having an impending motion. It has not started its actual motion yet. So the acceleration of the object along the horizontal direction is 0 and also along the vertical direction is 0. So instead of acceleration, here we have to put 0. So I can rewrite our equation along the vertical direction as N plus T sin theta is equal to mg. Right. Let this be our first equation, equation number 1. Next, similarly, we have to apply the Newton's second law along the horizontal direction. So along the horizontal direction, how many forces are acting? 2 forces are acting. Fs, the frictional force, is acting along the negative x direction. The cos component of a tension is acting along the positive x direction. Right. So when we are writing the net force experienced along the horizontal direction, we will get T cos theta minus Fs is equal to m into 0. I told you the subject is in impending motion, so it is not having acceleration along the horizontal direction and along the vertical direction. So the acceleration is 0. So we can rewrite that equation as T cos theta is equal to Fs. Let this be equation number 2. Right. So after drawing the free body diagram, we applied Newton's second law and we got 2 equations along the vertical direction and the horizontal direction. Now the problem is simple. By solving equation 1 and 2, we have to find out the value of tension. So from the equation number 2, if I am writing an expression for tension, T equal to Fs by cos theta, and if the values of Fs and cos theta are known, I can easily calculate tension. Right. But the value of Fs is not known. The theta they given, it's 30 degree, but the value of Fs we have to find out. What is Fs here? So we have to calculate what is the minimum value of tension. So we have to take here the maximum value of a static friction. Right. So the maximum value of a static friction we can calculate using the formula Fs is equal to mu s into m. And the value of mu s they given 0.4. But what about a normal reaction? The normal reaction is not always equal to mg. Look at this picture. In this free body diagram, you can see this mg is balanced by both the normal reaction and the sign component of a tension. So we can't write in all situations n is equal to mg. So to get the value of n, we have to take equation number 1, and from equation number 1 we have to write expression for n. Right. So I am taking equation number 1. From equation number 1, I am writing the normal reaction n is equal to mg minus t sin theta. Okay. Now let this be equation number 3. So in the equation number 2, I can rewrite as T cos theta is equal to mu s into n, and instead of n I can substitute this value. So the equation number 2 I am rewriting as T cos theta is equal to mu s into, instead of n I am writing mg minus t sin theta. Okay. Now look at this equation here. the tension is involved in both the side, left hand side and right hand side. We need an expression for tension T. So we have to just rearrange this expression and take this T sin theta term to the left hand side. Okay. So I am taking this expression. So T cos theta equal to, I am opening the bracket, mu s mg minus mu s t sin theta. Now taking this term to the left hand side, I will get T cos theta plus mu s t sin theta is equal to mu s into mg. And you can see T is common in both the terms. So I am taking that term outside. Inside the bracket I am getting cos theta plus mu s sin theta, which is equal to mu s into mg. Right. And I need to calculate what is the value for tension. So tension T is equal to mu s into mg divided by cos theta plus mu s sin theta. Right. And all these values are known. The value of mu is they given 0.4 and mass of the object given 100 kg. G acceleration due to gravity, which is equal to 9.8 divided by, here we have to substitute cos 30 plus 0.4 into sin 30. Right. And the value of cos 30 is root 3 by 2 and value of sin 30 is half. And when we are substituting that values here, you will get 0.4 into 100 into 9.8 divided by root 3 by 2 plus 0.4 into half. And once you did the calculation, you will get the answer as approximately the answer will be 367.7 Newton. Right. So this is the value of tension involved in the string and this is the value of tension required to just slide the box over the wooden floor. Let's move on to the next question. This is a worked out example from the NCERT textbook. You can find this question on page number 102. The question is, what is the acceleration of the block and trolley system shown in the figure? If the coefficient of a kinetic friction between the trolley and the surface is 0.04, what is the tension in the string? Take the value of G 10 meter per second square. Neglect the mass of the string. Right. Now let's move on to the situation. Here we have a box with 3 kilogram mass and a trolley system with 20 kilogram mass. And we have a string which is the one end of the string is connected to the trolley box and the other is attached with the block with the mass 3 kilogram and the string is moved over a pulley and we have to assume that the mass of the pulley is negligible. Okay. And here the coefficient of a kinetic friction value given, so we have to assume that there is a friction between the floor and the wheels of the trolley. Right. So in the before problems that we did, the string is not, the two end of the string is not attached to two blocks. Here the two end of the string is attached to two blocks. We have to find out here what is the acceleration of this block and the trolley system and what is the tension developed in the string. Here we have to note one important sentence that is given in the question, that is we have to neglect the mass of the string. And also in some questions you will find the sentence that the string, assume that the string is inextensible. Right. If you are finding those sentences, the meaning is if the mass of the string we are neglecting, it means that the entire system is having the same value of acceleration. Here you can see two objects, one is a trolley with 20 kilogram mass and the other with a block with mass 3 kilogram. If the string is a massless string, the acceleration of this system will be same. The acceleration of this block and acceleration of this block will be same. And also if we are assuming that the string is inextensible, the tension developed in the string throughout will be same. Here it will be T and here it will be T, not T1 and T2. So throughout the problems that we are doing in this chapter, we are assuming that even though not this particular sentence is not mentioned throughout the chapter, we are assuming that the string, whatever situation we are taking, the string, there will be massless string and the string will be inextensible. So the tension throughout one string will be same and the acceleration of both the object will be same. And if the mass of the string is not same and it is inextensible, not inextensible, the tension developed in the string will be different. Okay, so here in this particular situation, in particular problem, we are assuming that the tension is the same throughout and the acceleration is the same for these two objects. Now let's move on to the solution. The first step is we have to draw the free body diagram of the system, and here we have two objects, so we have to draw the free body diagram for the two objects. First take the case of this trolley system. Initially we will draw all the forces acting on the object in this rough diagram. The first force is the weight of the object which is acting along the downward direction. I am calling this object as M1, mass with M1, and the next is the normal reaction which is acting along the upward direction, and the next is the frictional force that given in the question, and this is the tension. So since the frictional force is acting along this direction, the system will be moving along this direction. Alright. These are the four forces acting on the block M1. Now look at the second block 3 kilogram. In the question they marked the direction of forces. The first force is mg which is acting along the downward direction, and the next force is the tension which is acting along the upward direction. So when we are drawing the free body diagram, it will be look like this. For 20 kilogram object, the forces acting on that object are the M1G which is acting along downward direction, and the normal reaction which is acting along the upward direction, the tension in the string which is acting towards the positive direction of x-axis, and the frictional force acting along the negative direction of x-axis. So this is the case of object with a mass 20 kilogram, that is our trolley system. Trolley. And the free body diagram of the block with a mass 3 kg is only two forces are acting, the mg, and I am marking as this m2g, and the tension. Since it is a massless inextensible string, the tension developed will be same. Right. This is the free body diagram of object with a mass 3 kg. Now we have to apply Newton's second law in both the situations, in both the free body diagrams. First we will write the equation for the trolley box with a mass 20 kg. I have to apply the net force experienced is equal to m into a, Newton's second law, to both the cases. Right. So I am applying first the what is the total force along the vertical direction. Since the trolley is not moving along the vertical direction, it is moving on the horizontal direction, the acceleration along vertical direction will be equal to 0. So the net force along vertical direction is n minus m1g is equal to 0, or I can write that n is equal to m1g. Let this be equation number 1. Next I am applying the second law, Newton's second law along horizontal direction. Along horizontal direction you can see the system is moving along this direction. So along the horizontal direction two forces are acting, T and Fk. Fk is acting along the opposite direction. So I am writing T minus Fk is equal to, and it is having an acceleration along the positive direction of x-axis, and that acceleration is a, m1a. Let this be equation number 2. Similarly, I have to write expression for the block with mass 3 kilogram and no forces is acting along the horizontal direction. So along the vertical direction we have two forces, the m2g and the t, and since the system is having acceleration along the downward direction, I am taking this m2g as positive, right? m2g minus t is equal to m2 into a. Let this be equation number 3, right? The system is accelerating. Look at this picture. The system is accelerating along this direction, right? So I have to take this m2g as greater. So m2g minus t is equal to m2a. Now we formed 3 equations. Now the physics part is over. We have to arrange these equations and we have to find out the value of acceleration and also the value of tension, right? So first we can take the equation number 2, and instead of this Fk I can substitute mu s into n, right? I am taking equation number 2 and substituting instead of Fk. So before that I will write the equation here. T minus Fk is equal to m1a. Let this be equation number 2. Okay, I have equation number 3 and 2 with me. Now you can see in the third equation we have tension minus and we have here plus t. We have to find out both acceleration and tension, right? Both acceleration and tension we have to find out. So first I will find the acceleration. For that I am adding these two equations. When I am adding these two equations, this tension will get cancelled out and the remaining I am getting as m2g minus Fk is equal to m1 plus m2 into a, right? m2g minus Fk is equal to m1 plus m2 into a. From that the acceleration a is equal to m2g minus Fk divided by m1 plus m2. And what is Fk? Fk is mu k into n. And what is n? From the free body diagram we can see that this n is equal to m1g, right? So instead of this Fk I can write Fk equal to mu k into m1g. Now substituting these values in the expression of acceleration, we will get the value of acceleration as a equal to m2g minus mu k into m1g divided by m1 plus m2. Now all the values are given. m2 given as 3 kilogram, g 10 minus this mu k is 0.04 and m1 is 20 kilogram and g 10 divided by m1 plus m2. m1 is 20 plus m2 is 23. Okay, so the answer will be, while doing this you will get the answer as 0.96 meter per second square. 0.96 meter per second square, right? Here you will get 30 minus, while doing this you will get 8. So 30 minus 8 is 22 and here in the denominator 23. So 22 by 23 it will be 0.96 meter per second square. Now we got the value of acceleration. Next we have to find out what is the value of tension. To get the value of tension we have to substitute either in equation number 2 or equation number 3 the value of acceleration. So assume that I am taking equation number 3. From equation number 3 I am writing expression for tension as T is equal to m2g minus m2a, or T is equal to m2 I am taking outside, g minus a. Okay, and T is equal to m2 is 3, g is 10 10 minus A is 0.96. And tension T is equal to 3 into 9.04, and you will get the value answer for tension as T equal to 27.2 Newton. So this is the value of tension, this is the value of acceleration. So while doing likewise problems, you have to consider the point that the string is an inextensible massless string. If in the question they specified like that, the meaning is the tension of the string is same throughout, and also the acceleration of the system will be same. And in some questions, instead of specifying about the mass and inextensible string, they will be simply specifying the string is ideal. And if they are specifying a string is ideal, we can apply these conclusions there also. The tension will be same and the acceleration will be same throughout. Right. Now let's move on to the next question. Two blocks of mass 2 kg and 5 kg are connected by an ideal string passing over a pulley. The block of mass 2 kg is free to slide on a surface inclined at an angle of 30 degrees with the horizontal, whereas a 5 kg block hangs freely. Find the acceleration of the system and the tension in the string given the value of a coefficient of a friction as 0.30. Right. So the only difference between this problem and the previous question is here the first block is lying in an inclined plane. In the previous problem that was lying along a horizontal plane. That is the only difference. So here in the question they specified the string is ideal. So we have to assume that the system is having same acceleration and the tension of the string will be same throughout. Right. So to do the problem, we have to first draw the free body diagram of the two objects. Let's draw the free body diagram. We can consider this mass as m1 and m2, and if we are taking m1 as a 5 kg and m2 as 2 kg, and they given the value of theta as 30 degree and also the value of mu given is 0.30. Right, these are the values they given in the question. Okay. Now before drawing the free body diagram, roughly we can draw the forces acting on this rough diagram. First consider the object with a mass of 5 kg, that is we are considering m1. So the forces acting on the 5 kg mass are the weight of the object which is acting along the downward direction m1g and the tension in the string. So from this point the tension is pulling. So this is the direction of tension. So only two forces are acting on this object. Now let's draw the forces acting on 2 kg object. The first is the weight of the object which is acting along the downward direction m2g and the normal reaction which is acting perpendicular to the surfaces of a contact. Now the system is having acceleration along this direction. So the frictional force will be acting along the opposite direction. Right. So this is Fk. And here we have the tension of the string acting along this direction. So once we drawn all the forces acting on the object, we have to check whether all the forces are acting along the x direction and y direction. So here for this particular object I am considering the coordinate system is lying along this direction. That is my x is parallel to the inclined plane and y is parallel to the normal reaction. So if I am treating like that, I can find the normal reaction is along y direction, the frictional force and the tension is along x direction, but the m2g, the weight of the object is not along y direction or x direction, but instead of that it is making a particular angle theta. Right. So this is angle theta. So since m2 is making a particular angle theta with the vertical axis, we have to resolve this m2g into parallel component and perpendicular component. So I am resolving this into two components, and one component, this is m2g cos theta and this component is m2g sin theta. Right. So I will draw the free body diagram here. Okay. The free body diagram of 5 kilogram object, it experiences only two forces, that is M1G and the tension T, right? And when we are taking the second object, it is experiencing, we took the coordinate system in this manner, so the normal reaction is acting along this direction, right? And the tension is acting along this direction, and the frictional force is acting along this direction, and the mg is acting along this direction, m2g. And since this m2g is making an angle theta with the vertical axis, we resolved that into two components, and this is m2g cos theta and this is m2g sin theta, right? I can choose this coordinate system any manner. I can choose like this, or I can choose in this manner also. Here I selected my coordinate system in this fashion, that is the y-axis is parallel to normal reaction, x-axis is parallel to the inclined plane, right? Okay. Now, so this is y, this is x, this is y-axis, this is x-axis. Now let's apply the Newton's second law in both the situations to get the value of acceleration and tension. Let's apply the Newton's second law, that is the net force experienced by the object is equal to mass into acceleration for the first object and the second object. Okay, so for the first object, if we are applying that, the object is having forces only along the vertical direction, and since the object is having acceleration along the downward direction, we are writing the net force as m1g minus t is equal to m1 into a. I told you, since the string is ideal, the acceleration will be same for both the objects. That's why instead of specifying m1 or m2, simply we are writing a. A will be same for both m1 and m2. So let this be equation number 1. Now take the case of the second object. We have to apply F equal to ma for the second object along the vertical direction and horizontal direction. So look at the picture. This is the vertical direction, this is the horizontal direction. So when we are applying Newton's second law along the vertical direction, you can see along the vertical direction two forces are acting. One is normal reaction and the other is the m2g cos theta. And since the object is not having any acceleration along the vertical direction, the acceleration is 0. So when I am writing, this will be equal to n minus m2g equal to m2g cos theta is equal to 0, or n is equal to m2g cos theta. Equation number 2. Next I have to apply Newton's second law along the horizontal direction. And from the free body diagram you can see along the horizontal direction we have three forces. Two forces are acting along the negative direction of x-axis. They are Fk and m2g sin theta, and the tension is acting along the positive direction of x-axis. And since the object is having acceleration along this direction, I am writing the expression as t minus Fk minus m2g sin theta is equal to m2 into a. Okay, it's equal to m2 into a. Or I can take this negative terms to the other side if I need. T is equal to m2g sin theta plus m2a plus Fk. Let this be equation number 3. So we got 3 equations. From these 3 equations, we have to find out the value of acceleration and the tension involved in the string. Okay. So first we will calculate the acceleration. To calculate the acceleration, I am taking equation number 1 and let this be equation number 3a and let this be equation number 3. I am taking equation number 1 and 3 and I am adding that two equations. Take equation number 1 and 3, add those two equations. So when I am adding equation number 1 and equation number 3, this minus t and plus t will get cancelled out and I will get m1g minus fk minus m2g sin theta is equal to m1 plus m2 into a. Add equation number 1 and 3. Right. From this I need an expression for a. Okay, I need an expression for a. A is equal to m1g minus fk minus m2g sin theta divided by m1 plus m2. Now look at this expression. Value of m1 and g is known. Value of m2 and g and theta is also known. m1 plus m2 is also known. What about fk? The formula to calculate fk is equal to mu k into n. The value of a normal reaction we got as equation number 2, which is equal to m2g cos theta. So we have to substitute here instead of n. The value you will get the value of fk. Fk is equal to mu k into n is m2g cos theta. Now we have to substitute the value of fk in the expression of acceleration. So you will get the acceleration as a equal to m1g minus mu k m2g sin theta, cos theta minus m2g sin theta whole divided by m1 plus m2 whole divided by m1 plus m2. Now all the values given in this expression are known. The value of m1, g, mu k, m2, theta, all the values are known values. And by substituting the values in the expression of acceleration, we will get what is the value of acceleration of the system. Now let's substitute the value. I will write the equation once again. The equation of A is m1g minus mu k into m2g cos theta minus m2g sin theta whole divided by m1 plus m2. Right. Which is equal to m1 is 5 kg and g is 10 minus mu k is 0.3 and m2 is 2 kg into g is 10 into here we have cos 30 and cos 30 is root 3 by 2 minus m2 is 2 into 10 into sin 30 is half whole divided by m1 plus m2 that is 5 plus 2 7. So acceleration A is equal to 50 minus, here we can cancel 2 and 2 and we are getting 3 root 3 minus 10 divided by 7. So this is equal to 50 minus 3 into the value of root 3 is 1.732 minus 10 divided by 7, which is equal to 50 minus 3 into 1.732. When we are doing it, will be approximately 5.196 minus 10 divided by 7, which will be equal to, while doing the calculation of the numerator, you will get the answer as approximately 34.796 something divided by 7, and the answer will be approximately 4.87 meter per second square. Okay. So now we got the value of acceleration. And next, to get the value of tension, we have to use either equation number 1 or equation number 3. I am taking equation number 1 because the tension is the same for both the objects. So m1g minus t is equal to m1a. From this tension, T is equal to m1g minus m1a. Okay, so T is equal to, if I am taking m1 outside, inside the bracket g minus a. And the value of g, if we are taking 10, the value of tension T will be equal to m1 is mass of the first body 5 kilogram, and inside the bracket we have 10 minus 4.87. So this will give you approximately 5 into 4.93, and the value of tension will be approximately 24.65 Newton. Okay,